the Saints beat the Chiefs this weekend. I mean, the Saints kind of fooled us, right? I mean, most people. The Saints did not fool me the first couple of weeks, okay? I knew that the Saints were an all right team coming into the year, okay? And the first 2 weeks, they played damn near perfect football. They were dominant on both sides of the ball. Derek Carr looked great. The O-line looked great. It's just every single place you could, wish to play as high level as you could, they were doing. They were playing at a high level in every single facet of football. The last couple of weeks, they've been sloppy. In that Falcons game, that game should not have been that close. The Saints should have won that game by probably at least 7 or more. But, very sloppy football the last 2 weeks versus the Eagles. You should have won that game. Very sloppy football game. And then you 2 games in a row you should have won, but you lost because of really sloppy football and just what is going on. But we always have the first couple weeks of the season just, a couple teams and players just showing out and playing at a very high level. As the season goes on, their true self starts to show. And I don't think the Saints are a bad football team. I still think they're a good football team. Obviously, they have the talent. It showed them the first couple weeks. But now the talent is struggling to keep it going at such a high level. You know what I mean? They're struggling. And I know, the Saints are a better football team than I thought they were. I thought they'd be okay. I thought they'd be good. But, but then you have the Chiefs, right? I mean, the Chiefs are another team that, they're a couple plays away from being 1-3, and they've been a little bit disappointing as well. They have a lot of injuries on offense, and I could see this game going either way, man. I could see it going either way, but I do think I don't even know who to pick for this game currently. So I pause it for one moment to go ahead and bring up, some injury news on both of these teams. Maybe that'll help me come up with a decision here, but Tyrann Mathieu is questionable. That's a big one. Taysom Hill is questionable. He's really big in the red zone. Willie Gay Jr., good linebacker. He is questionable. A.T. Perry is questionable. I think he's an underrated receiver. Cesar Ruiz, he is questionable. That's a big-time player. And Demarius Davis is questionable. So, and I know that Ryan Ramczyk is injured. He's not going to be playing this game. I think he's out for quite a while, actually, I heard. Or a couple weeks at least. But the Chiefs side, Rashee Rice, and then, of course, they have quite a few guys injured as well. Isaiah Pacheco, Hollywood Brown. They definitely have a couple of guys here on this injury list that are pretty big as well. But it seemed like the Saints were a little more beat up. But, at the end of the day, as I'm thinking about it more too, I'm just thinking that who are you going to trust more to win? If this is a close game, both teams are sloppy, who are you going to trust the most to come on top here? Do I need to answer that question for you? I'm going to, it's Patrick Mahomes. I'm going to trust Patrick Mahomes, and I'm going to trust Andy Reid to dial up something important, the biggest moment, and trust Harrison Butker to kick that extra point. It was just really disappointing the way that the Saints lost last week. It really was, and that is lingering, man. A couple of really bad special, you lost that game on special teams, and you lost throwing a pick six, and then special teams, you allowed a touchdown, and then, there's nothing you can really do about the Falcons in Young Aku kicking, 50, a 58, 57 yard, it was something around there, maybe 54, 55. It was something around there, that field. I mean, there's nothing the Saints can really do there, but that game shouldn't have been close to begin with, so the game shouldn't have came down to that. I don't think the Falcons. I think the Falcons might have scored one offensive touchdown when they were given a really good field position from that muffed punt, right? So it's just so. Or I don't know if they scored on that punt or not. I don't remember, but then they had that pick six. Regardless, it shouldn't have been this way. Falcons offense struggled. Both teams were really sloppy in that game, but the Saints, they found a way to win. No, they found a way to lose. My bad. But the Chiefs, man, their games have been close. Closer than they probably should have. The Ravens game, they're one play away. The Bengals, that was a close game. That was very close. The Falcons were another close game. And then you probably didn't beat the Chargers like you should have, considering how many injured players the Chargers had. And now, the Saints have a lot of injuries as well. But honestly, I'm going to take the better quarterback, and I'm going to take the better coaching, and I'm going to take the better defense. That is who I'm taking in this game. Even though Mahomes may not have the weapons, with so many guys out, Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Isaiah Pacheco's out. So, the offense is limited, in terms of what weapons Mahomes has to throw to. But at the same time, I am trusting Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and, what the Chiefs got over there to finish the football game if it is a really close football game, which I'm expecting it to be. With the injuries, with everything going on, the Saints playing really sloppy football, and I'm taking the Chiefs to take advantage of some of those very sloppy plays and some of those missed opportunities by the Saints. And yeah, I think the Chiefs will win this game, but the Saints beating the Chiefs, I mean, it wouldn't shock me. So I'm going to go cool. No, I'm going to go warm because when Patrick Mahomes is on the other sideline, you winning is a little unlikely. If it was any other quarterback, I would probably say cool and say it's, the chance is there. It's very possible, but you have Patrick Mahomes and you have Andy Reid, you have Harrison Butker, some of the most clutch players and coaches in the NFL. I'm taking the Chiefs. And